Welcome back guys. Now I think should be a good episode. Gonna be getting this spare engine and putting it in the car. My uncle's coming along to help me, but it's gonna be a little bit precarious getting this in. To summarise, the garage is way too small to have the engine on the lift and the car in at the same time. So what we're going to have to do is sort of have the car half in the garage, the engine inside of the garage, and figure it out from there. So it's going to be interesting, so let's get to it. So basically what I think we'll have to do is to get the car about halfway in the garage. Once that's halfway in the garage, where that chair is, we can have this engine here on the hoist. And fingers crossed it goes to plan, but it's going to take a bit of figuring out, that's for sure. I was like, there's loads of room in here, I'm not going to struggle at all working on it.
Right.
But actually, once it's in, there's not really much room to open the doors to do stuff, but it also doesn't have the amount of here as well. So now we've got the task of getting engine onto here, transmission onto engine that way, and then car here, which would be a nightmare, but see how we get on.
Not too early.
The benefits of going to gym is not struggling to lift too much. But it's been leaking as well, where I've had it sat on the floor. But should make it a bit easier, I reckon. It will just be a case of lifting the rear end up, and it'll. I might even have a block to put under the rear to level it out a bit. Still needs that, should still be enough. And then, I'm going to fix obviously slightly. Higher?
Maybe a bit.
Yeah, yeah. Sorted right. Now, there should be that bag of bolts just there. That should be the bolts we need. Right, so this is how it's looking so far. Jack, dolly, crane, just to line everything up, and then we can pull the car in, hopefully get it straight in, but we'll find out, won't we? Right, so we've got engine mounts on, everything tightened up, so we need to get the car about halfway in, lift that, put it in, because there's just not enough space to get the whole car in. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. Remember last time we were getting it out, the front subframe is too low, isn't it? To get the actual legs of the But we should just, I'm going to have to get the front end in and then jack it up once it's in.
Jack the car up.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Just ever so slightly, but...
Yeah, back a bit.
Now, forwards, yeah. 81. A tiny bit more. 3, 2, 1. Still wants to roll a little bit.
We want to get it as straight as possible.
We probably do, don't we?
We'll
Just grab some water out of the cup and then tell me when. Right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Cross.
Everything goes well.
I'm just so wary about all the weight of this.
Yeah, me too.
But
But it is what it is. If it drops, it drops. Not really much we can do, is there? This floor's so rough. You need to get that front right wheel kicked. Yeah. I just don't want to go. Right. Now we should be able to go forward and clear it.
yeah, we're going forward.
Yeah. So sketchy, isn't it?
Bonnet getting in the way. Awesome.
Did we take it off last time?
Yeah.
A few moments later.
This is going to be interesting, isn't it? Left, don't we? Right, I think we're going to hit that wheel on that side. So we need to try and notch your side slightly that way. It's not going to go, is it?
What's
Basically, it's about to hit the tyre going forward. There we go. So, it's a bit more in the middle now. And I think we're stuck.
can't go forward anymore with that.
No. I think we need to go. To the left. Bit nervous about this. This one's pulling it proper at an angle.
Is it?
Like it's right in the corner, whereas this one's like. Maybe we drop it on the floor and readjust it, do you reckon? Just to save ourselves the headache. Oh, smidge left.
And it's twatted the front.
Oh no. Right, I'll go a tiny bit down. Right, we've got to keep it there because we need to push it forward to line up the engine mounts, don't we? Do you remember last time we got stuck on them? Right, so I think it needs to come more your way. There we go. And then we can go. I think we're hitting something, I don't know what. Maybe drop it a tiny bit more.
Yeah.
And then go forward again. Clear underneath. What you could be stuck on?
Give it a kick on this side.
You got it? No. I think the transmission must be hitting on something. Maybe we need to drop it a slight bit lower again. So for me, this is the next weekend. For you, this is still the same episode. So you saw we got the engine in, the wiring is sort of where it needs to go, but it all needs to be plumbed in. The reason that I've not filmed too much that same day is because we had a nightmare getting this into the garage. With this engine in, it weighs a ton, and we didn't realise how much of a gradient this was. When I first started working on this car, I used to wheel it in and out of a garage. It was on a big gradient all the time. And it used to be so easy. I didn't have any issues. I don't know if this engine is heavier than the engine I had in it previously. I doubt it because they're both cast iron and they're both the same size. But it weighs a ton. So I'm going to have to try and get everything plumbed in, i.e. carbs, exhaust, wiring, electrics, yada yada yada. I need to get that all plumbed in so we can start the engine to be able to move it out of the garage and work on it more. So now we're working from inside the garage, which is, you won't be able to see it because it's behind you, but today it's ridiculously hot and I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt and this garage has no airflow. I am sweating. But I'm not going to get too much done today. I'm going to get the car up in the air on the jack stands because there's not a lot of room to work on in here. It's a really small garage. Once I've got it up on the jack stands, it's going to allow me to get underneath, do the wiring at the back where the battery goes, fuel pump and such, feed stuff under. It then also gives me the chance to do fuel and brake lines, although my fuel tank is an absolute mess. Obviously I was a bit stupid and I left it empty and just sat for a while and it's just rust on the inside. What I should have done is to put fuel in it, so it would have corroded. But I really need a new tank anyway. It used to leak when I would fill it above half. So I need to replace it, and as you know, you can't weld the fuel tank. So yeah, the plan is get everything plumbed in underneath. It should then give us a chance to fire it up. I am so excited for the first fire up of this. It's been so long since I've heard, well, an engine of any sort in this car. So I'm really excited, really excited for this car to fire up for the first time. But it's funny because it feels so close now, but we still have so much left to do. So let me show you what we need to do. So, inside we are practically completely bare. I've put the dash back in place, just so I can sort of figure out where the loom's going to go, put things coming through where they need to be, just sort of get the steering rack back attached, because it has mounts either side of the steering rack, so it's pretty essential. And then, up this end, which is where it gets dark, probably doesn't help that I've got a now black painted engine bay, but engine is in place. This is very likely almost invisible for you. Engine is in place. We've got our wiring running down the side. Pedal box, I need to buy new bolts, nuts, screws, whatever you want to call them, for the pedal box, and then I can get that clutch master cylinder back in. Might refresh it, might not, just for now. I've also got a brake master cylinder, which I've cleaned up. And then once they're in place, it then allows me to obviously get my pedals fixed up. I also then have, this exhaust isn't mounted, I've just painted it and I'm going to mount it eventually. That needs to go on. Then we have our air manifold, I think it is, airflow manifold, which goes on top, and then the carbs fit as well. I'm not going to fit the carbs just yet, just because it's nice having a lot of space in this engine bay to work for now. So yeah. Right, and that is it for today's episode. As you can see, I am sweating. It's so humid here today. The reason I'm not showing too much more is these next little bits is just lots of me sitting in the dark with a wiring diagram on my phone, figuring out where stuff goes. Once I've got stuff where it needs to go, and I've got the parts that I need to buy a battery, I need to buy a new coil. I think that is all. Once I've got those parts in, obviously it comes to testing it, then I'll film, because that could make a good video when I accidentally blow myself or the car up. So yeah, that's it for now. Next time will be, hopefully, the additional parts going onto the engine, things like exhaust manifold, carbs, getting the carbs set up. Those carbs have been tuned for the other engine. I'm not going to mess about and try and tune them. It's too much effort, especially when we are going to be building the other engine. So yeah, hopefully next time you see me, we may be on the first start-up of the car. So thank you for watching. It means a lot that you do watch the YouTube and the Instagram, because it keeps me on track, keeps me accountable. It means I can't botch jobs because people are watching me. So yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and show the Instagram some love.